I'm Kelli Thompson. I'm a leadership coach. Today, let's talk about how to boost your confidence right at the moment you need it most. So, have you ever stood at the door of a meeting room, or you're about ready to turn on your Zoom meeting, or you're getting ready to present in front of a big group of people, and you're like, if only I could just have a little magical confidence boost right now so that I can go in and, do my very best and show up as my truest and confident self. Yeah, I need those. I need those quite frequently. And there's a way that we can do that. So, when I was learning to play golf, my dad taught me to play golf. He was a wrestling coach and he coached many other sports for years. And so he's teaching me. I'm getting lined up. I'm getting ready to swing the ball. And he's like, wait a minute. He's like, what are your swing thoughts? I'm like, my swing thoughts? He's like, yeah, your swing thoughts. What's the last thing you think about before you swing the club and hit the ball? He goes, because you got to get out of your left brain when you're playing golf. He's like, you got to get into your right brain. And what he meant by that is sometimes in our left brain, we're trying to over-reason, over-analyze, critic, all this sort of stuff. And when we're in our left brain, reasoning, criticizing all that stuff, we can't just let our natural flow and our natural confidence take over and that creativity and play that comes from our right brain. So he's like, what's your swing thought? He goes, I always needed something that was positive and uplifting and forward thinking so that when my right brain took over and I just went for and did the thing, I was in that energy and flow that I wanted and I would hit a better shot. Well, it turns out he would teach his athletes to have those same types of thought before they stepped into their match. What was the last thing they thought about? So that when their right brain took over, they were in the flow and energy of what they wanted. So what are your swing thoughts? And is there really neuroscience that supports this? And yes, there is. So Stacy Bloom is a neuroscientist who studies the link between our thoughts and neuroscience and confidence. And she finds that repetition, even little things like repetition and practice that come in the form of like a confidence mantra, things that we say over and over to ourselves, actually helps build new neural pathways in our brain. And it helps us build more confidence right at the moment it matters most. So how can you use this? How can you create your own swing thought? And there can be more than one swing thought, and there can be more than one confidence mantra. Maybe you have one before you go into a high stakes conversation. Maybe you have one before you go into a presentation. Maybe you have one before you even just have to go into social situations. Think about, how do you want to feel? Do you want to feel confident, energized, and, calm? And say to yourself, I am confident, energized, and calm. Not I want to be, but I am. What does a swing thought sound like for you? For me, my swing thought when I always had to go in and present in front of groups of hundreds of people was just something as simple as, I meant to be here at this very time with this message for these people. And it always just calmed me down and got into that space where I could connect with people, which is what my true desire was, which was connect with people. It put me in the right energy place, in the right frame of mind to get the results that I wanted. So take a minute today, and if you feel comfortable sharing it in the comments, tell me, what is your confidence mantra? What's the last thing you think about before you walk into that situation? And the more you practice it, the more you think about it, the science shows that your brain is more likely to not only think that thought right before you go into those situations, but what we think about creates the feeling state that we enter into and the type of energy that we put into the world. And that energy, that feeling state, often helps us generate the types of results we want. If this confidence tip was helpful, I'd love to share them every week on social media at Kelli Ray Thompson, or you can check out my one-to-one and group coaching programs at kellyraythompson.com.